Okay, so the last video I made about the Osmo Action 6 and the Smallrig Cage was last year, which has only been about a month ago. Right now it's January 2026, and I can't really do much because we're having a lot of snow, a lot of ice, a lot of super freezing cold temperatures. Can't get out to do any photo shoots or work on any photography or video projects. But what I have been able to do, because I go out hiking with the dogs almost every single day, I just grab the camera, take it along with me. And I found this one issue while I was been out hiking every day. I found this issue of the little latch here and the door coming open. Now, is this a deal breaker? I don't know. It's not a deal breaker for me. It's an annoyance more than anything, just to know that, it's going to pop open. Now, I'll explain in a minute how all this came to be. But I just wanted to say right up front that that's what the main part of this video is about. We're going to talk about this latch opening up and let people know that this is an issue, at least on my cage. Maybe you haven't bought the cage yet, and this would kind of make you think twice. Maybe it's not an issue. Maybe you already own this cage and you haven't had this problem. You can let me know in the comment section. But let's talk about it. So let's take a close look. Let's talk about it. And I'll start off by explaining this is how I found this problem. So in over a course of a 2-week period of time, we had lots of snow. A little bit of it melted, and then we got lots of ice on top of that snow. And meanwhile, I would go out walking every day. And it got extremely cold after the ice came, so the ice is just kind of baked on. And when I go out walking with the dogs, I grab the camera just like you see it like this on the selfie stick, and I turn it this way. I put it in the underslung mode, and I would extend it out, a little bit, and I would just stick it. I know this is stupid, but I would stick it under my armpit like this, and I would just walk along. And sometimes I have both dog leashes in this hand, and sometimes I would have one in each hand, and I could kind of walk along and capture video. I'm just documenting walking with the dogs. It's nothing serious, but it allows me to use the camera out in the cold temperatures, use the cage setup, the selfie stick, and just see if you have any problems that you run into, like the problem I have. Anyway, doing this over a 2-week period of time, I slipped and fell 5 times on the ice. It was always on steep little inclines or off camber trails. And with the dogs pulling and the ice, I slip, I fall, the camera goes flying. And of the 5 times that I fell on the ice, 3 times I had the camera in my hand and it was recording. And when you fall, the camera would go flying. You're on a little bit of a grade or an incline, so it goes flying and it slides. I get up, get myself together, gather my senses, and then go find the camera. And all 3 times that I dropped it, I found it with the door open like this. And there's nothing wrong with it. The camera was still inside the cage. Didn't have a problem with that, but I just had a problem that the door was open. So it didn't damage. We'll go to the overhead now. So it didn't damage the mechanism or the cage or anything like that. It's just that it would, and it doesn't take much to make this thing open up. All it takes is you just touch it and it pops open. You can hear it snap shut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off of the selfie stick. So you touch it, and once you touch it, if the camera catches this, it's raised up and it will just pop open. And so I don't think that it's being popped open from like hitting it hard over here or anything like that. It's just hitting right on this little spot right there. So is that a deal breaker? For some people, it might be. For me, it's not. It's not a big issue, but it's more of an annoyance. But let's just look a little bit further and run through some scenarios where maybe this could be a problem. So these action cameras can be used literally, hundreds of thousands of ways. that different scenarios that they can be used in. I'm just going to run through one particular scenario that I would know about in my realm of using these cameras, and that would where this could be an issue. So I know a lot of motorsports guys, dirt bikers, hill climbers, road racers, they'll mount these things on their bike, on their helmet, on different situations like that. Now, sometimes there's regulations where they can't mount them, race rules and things like that. But I have seen guys mount these on a roll bar, and they'll make their own mount. They'll make a clamp that clamps to the frame or next to the roll bar, on a roll bar, something like that. And they'll use a 1/4-20, and they'll mount the cage with the camera in there, and it's rock solid. Now, if something was to happen where something hit this, knocked this open, the camera's going to go flying, and your cage is still going to be there, your mount's going to be there, but your camera's gone. That's just one scenario that I can think of. I'm sure other people can think of ways that you would know in your realm of using these cameras. So with that said, let's just take a real quick look at the old cage. So going back to, we got a dog hair. There's a dog hair on the cage right now. So this is the Osmo Action 5, and this is the 4, and this is the 3. And the 3 is in a PGYTECH cage, and we'll get to that one in a minute. But with this Osmo Action 5 and 4, they're in Smallrig cages, and the only difference, and I did this in my previous video, the only difference with these is that this is the older cage. It's a different color. But now, with this cage, it opened up by pushing this latch right here, and the door opened up, and this is how the camera went in and out. These were 2-door cages. What I liked about the Osmo Action 6 is it is a 1-door cage. You can access your battery door to get to your battery, your memory card, and remove or replace the camera. This door over here, you got access to it like it is. So in all the time that I've used these particular cages, I have dropped these, banged these. I remember one time dropping one of these cages with an Osmo Action 4 while I was moving real fast across a parking lot. I dropped it, kicked it with my foot before it hit the ground, and made it go, just sent it flying across the parking lot, rolling and tumbling, and the cage never opened up. I banged the cage up and everything, but it never opened up at all. The problem we would have with these cages is this latch right here opens up the side door. Now the camera cannot come out through the side. It can only come out through the back. But this door would get opened a lot accidentally because this button is right here. If you push this button in, it won't do anything unless you hold it in. But if you push it in and hit it, like if you're walking around, you got it on a selfie stick, and you bump into something, it would just pop right open. This was annoying to me and the people that helped me, because I have several of these. Why does this thing keep opening? And I'm like, well, you got to make sure you don't hit that button, and everything is fine. So that's the only problem that we had with those cages. Now, let's get this out of the way. This is a PGYTECH cage. I only have one of these. And the reason I only have one of these is because it only has a 1/4-20 on the bottom, or on the side. It doesn't have 1/4-20 on the bottom. And if you've seen my previous videos, and I did a video actually a few years back where I compared these, and I went with the Smallrig design because Smallrig seems to always put a 1/4-20 on the bottom. But with that said, this is a 2-door cage, and it opens with a latch over there, and the camera goes in and out that way. And then you got to make sure you push it, latch it shut, it has a button here, very similar to this one, except the button for this one is on the back. And when you push that button, it allows you to access your battery door, and the camera cannot come out this way, just access the door. Now with this one, if you push the button, and I'm just going to push it, it automatically, the door is open. Where on this one, you could push it and the door would stay shut until you pushed it and bumped it. But this one, once you push it, I don't know if you've seen it with the camera there, it moves a little bit and it's open. So this one too was annoying, but it wasn't that annoying because we only had one of these, and this is our time-lapse camera. So we use it for time-lapse. That's all. It's an Osmo Action 3. It's an old camera, but it takes time-lapses wonderfully. Now over here, let's look at the design. So this one is nice and sleek right here. And in my last video, I never mentioned anything about it opening up because, like, I didn't think it was going to be an issue with the Smallrig Cage. I even said I really like the sleek design, nice and smooth. I didn't think there was going to be a problem with that opening up. But on this Smallrig, this one's raised up. And if you bump it, this one would open. So that's it. That's the information. And I'm going to go back to the other camera here. And that's, I mean, I got three. I can't hold all three of them really, unless I do it like this. But here I got three different cage designs. I got the PGYTECH, I got the old Smallrig Cage, and I now have the new Smallrig Cage. All three of them are designed a little bit differently, but all three of them have some kind of an issue with a latch or a button or something with a door opening up. It's just, in the case of this particular Osmo Action 6 cage, it's a one-door cage, and that one latch that's giving me the problem is also what holds the camera in. So you take from that what you will, and you know, maybe you won't have this issue. Maybe this is unique to my specific cage. I highly doubt that. I've only had the cage. I haven't really used it that much, and this issue has popped up right away. So with that said, I just want to add a little bit of information that you might take with you, and that is I put a, what is it called? This is a Freewell. I'll put a link to this down. Freewell black mist filter on there. I do have an ND filter for it. Don't really use NDs too much with these, but I do like to have the black mist filter. I have the black mist filter on this one right here. I have an Action camera. That's an Osmo Action 5. I have an Osmo Action 5 up there that has Pro Mist. It kind of takes the digital edge off of it. Also, I have traded out, for walking with the dogs, I've traded out the selfie stick for, I don't know, oh, this is a K&F Concept. This is a good brand too. K&F Concept, I've traded out the selfie stick under the armpit for, let's see, how do I do it here? It's a clip. Go to the overhead camera. It's a clip. And what I do is, well, it'll pivot. It can pivot this way. It can pivot this way. So what I do is I turn it this way. No, I'm sorry, this way, and I can clip it into the coat pocket when I'm walking, and it works great. So again, link to that in the description below. Also have the PGYTECH backpack strap. Don't use this too much. My wife uses this a lot. And other than that, that's about it for today. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back to this channel, check it out again. I'm harmless. Whenever I find some information if I find any more information out about this, I'll certainly make a video about it. And if you're experiencing this same cold January weather that I'm experiencing, be careful on the ice. Falling is not that much fun. And most of all, folks, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Okay.